What's up, everybody? Well, I got another gameplay video for you guys today, this time on the TV PC, and today we're gonna wrap up Silent Hill 2. Now, we couldn't get, playable FPS, what I consider playable FPS, 60 plus, with native 4K and ray tracing, or even when we didn't have ray tracing, at least on the main PC. Don't really think this one's gonna, do better than it, but hey, you never know. But, at the same time, anything's possible. Sometimes this thing does win out in the end, but I don't think so. But, why don't we stop talking about it, and why don't we go find out? Alright, well, we're gonna just do a absolute carbon copy of what we did on the main PC and just start off with ray tracing on Epic, but without any help from DLSS, and just see what's what. Now, unfortunately, the game decided, Shadowplay decided it didn't want to record audio, so unfortunately there's no sound, but at least we'll be able to see FPS data, which is the main point of these videos after all. Alright, well, here we go. The main PC couldn't quite hit no 60, so this one can't either. But both of them seem to be like a slightly over 30 FPS experience here. I think the other computer is doing slightly better, like 2-3 FPS better. But it's not night and day, that's for sure. Now, in some video games, it's totally true. Like, this CPU will just be like stuttering like crazy, and my 1300KF will be smooth sailing. But then there'll be other games where that 1300KF will be like super stuttery or what have you, and then the other one will be the smoothest of the bunch. And then sometimes the AMD PC wins out on smoothness and FPS and all that. Then again, it's not doing 4K, so it's not completely apples to apples, but still, I care most about smoothness. Smoothness, then, obviously if the great game is good, then graphics. Well, gameplay. Graphics are kind of like 4th or 5th on my list, even though I'm always like, spending like lots of money on 4090s and trying to play at 4K and everything. If the game isn't good and the game's not fun and doesn't have fun mechanics, I mean, I'm not going to enjoy playing the game now, am I? Obviously, everybody's different and whatever games they like, but still, I think that remains the same for everybody. But anyway, let's move on, shall we? Let's see how it does with a little help from DLSS quality. We still got ray tracing on. We still have the game on Epic. All we did was turn DLSS on quality. I still don't think it'll stay quite over 60, but I just wanted to see how it compared to the main PC, so I figured we'd just do the exact same stuff. So, let's go back into the game. Well, here we go. We got DLSS on. And nope, just like the other one, we dropped down, I think, 57, 50. I think the other one we dropped down to 58, so we lost it. We lost by an FPS to the other computer. Still, considering what this little 5800X3D is, and how much more powerful that 13 then should be, you'd think the other one would be like just running away with this, getting like 10, 15 FPS higher or something like that. But nope. I keep telling people that's not how it usually is. But I always get told, nope, you don't know what you're talking about. It's like, what the hell do you mean? I literally have both of these things sitting right in front of my face. And I don't fanboy. I show you guys when shit crashes or when it runs like shit. I don't sit here and try to pretend computers are some flawless, can do no wrong thing. Otherwise, I'd be no better than the console fanboys who are like, oh my god, my PS4 is doing 10K at 2000 FPS. Or the people that think like the PS5 Pro is like 10 times faster than a 4090. And then the Xbox people do it too. And then you've got I only really know that Herman Smith guy who kind of fanboys the shit on a Nintendo, but sometimes I think he's just trolling. I can't really tell. But anyway, let's move on. So now we got it on balanced, which should keep us over 60 a majority of the time, but there's probably going to be a couple points in the game where we drop down into the mid-50s like this. That'd just be my guess. Obviously, I haven't been everywhere in the game yet, so all I can do is guess. I wish I could just snap my fingers, freeze time, and go through every single game on every single system I have, just so I could tell you guys if it crashed or if it lagged in one spot or crashed in a certain spot, so on and so forth. But with so many systems, I just can't do that. I'd run myself into an early grave trying to do all that. And this is supposed to be fun, and it is, so I'd like to keep it that way. I don't want to turn this into like almost like job or whatever, especially if I'm not getting paid for it, This is just for fun. I don't make a single penny off these videos. Nor do I get anything donated to me. That's why I can just be like, hey, if this shit sucks, I can just be like, yep, I spent my money, and yep, it sucks. Sucks I spent my money and wasted it, but hey, at least now I can tell you guys not to waste yours, Well, let's go drop DLSS down to a little performance now. Well, here we go. Now we got DLSS on performance. And again, it should stay over 60 with this, like, basically the whole time. Again, there could be a spot here and there where it doesn't, but it should stay over if you're getting this many over 60. But again, haven't been through the whole game. I can't say that with all certainty. I can just estimate. I will say this freaking computer stays extra chilly compared to the one that's just got no fans. Other than, like, obviously the GPU has fans and the radiator has fans, but nothing else gets cooled. The RAM just has to sit there and get what it gets. The GPU just has to, like, have all of its hot air kind of just chill around it, and it probably, like, bakes itself. We'll see what this thing can really do once it gets put in a better case and whatnot. Like, this case is definitely cool for looks, but for performance, it's not the best. Unless you're going to go full water cooling, and that's what it was really meant for. It wasn't really meant for me to leave the GPU air-cooled, so it's kind of my own fault. But I never got around to putting a water block on this thing. Didn't even know if they made one for the Galax, so I was like, screw it. We're getting close enough to the 5090 anyway. But anyhow, let's go see how it does with the next settings. So now I figured let's just see what happens if we turn ray tracing off and just leave it on Epic. If I remember, the other main PC couldn't quite hit 60, but it got kind of close. So this one should be similar. But hey, let's go find out. So here we go. We got the thing on. Just no ray tracing, no DLSS, just the game on Epic. And yeah, we're dropping down to 55 still, and we're dropping it down a little less than we did on the main computer. That thing, I think, stayed down, like, again, 57, 58. This one's dropping down to 55, so it's winning by, like, 3 or 4 FPS now. But again, would anyone really notice that without a frame rate counter? I don't think so. I'm more concerned what it's going to be like with DLSS, because that's how I'm going to play it. Because even though it doesn't have any sound for you guys, it had sound for me the whole time. That's how I can never tell until it's too late. So that's why I kind of feel obligated to kind of yak your ear off and whatnot, since the game itself doesn't have no audio. I'm kind of the entire entertainment, other than obviously staring at the game, but anyone can stare at the game and, you know, still listen to me and what have you. Better than just sitting in silence. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not a big silence person. I like having something on making noise, whether it be a fan, a TV, something like that. But maybe some other people are different. They maybe like complete silence. They don't want no sound, you know? Everyone's different after all. But anyway, let's go turn DLSS on. Now we're going to finish up with a little DLSS quality with the game on Epic, but no ray tracing. And if I remember correctly, it did just fine and didn't really require any extra help after that. We should get more than enough FPS to be playable, but hey, let's go find out. Well, here we go. We got DLSS on, and yeah, we seem to be getting very similar FPS again, like 85, 84. I think the other one was getting like 86, 87, 88 here. So again, it's not getting exact same FPS, but it's so far or so close that I wouldn't be able to tell the difference without, you know, watching it right before the other and then sitting here being able to tell. And I still might be off. But all I know is they're both more unplayable like this. You still might get some stutters later in the game, because that's, I've heard when you get into the city and in buildings and whatnot, that's where it really stutters. And ray tracing apparently just really helps with the stutters, apparently. So that's why I probably won't use ray tracing, but we'll see what happens. By the time I actually get to this game, they might have fixed all of that. That's what half the time happens. That's why I get so many games. If a game runs like shit, I can just wait a little while. And if they haven't fixed it, I'm sure some modder in the community has. All right, though. Let's move along. All right, let's turn this up a little bit. Put it up to 20. That should be good. Sometimes I forget to do that. But yeah, let's just get ourselves a little camera recorded gameplay. I don't know how much shadow play takes away from the FPS or whatever, but I've definitely seen it add some stutters before that aren't usually there, but this game seems to stutter a little no matter what. I mean, unless this is going to be the computer that's the smoothest, we'll see. So far, I'd honestly say that goes to the one in my room. That small form factor one was pretty damn smooth no matter like what I did. There were still little tiny stutters here and there, but nothing crazy. squeaky. I don't know if you guys could hear that little noise, but it sounded like somebody just set off a freaking like bottle rocket in my ceiling. That's kind of random. I wonder what the hell that's all about. Didn't sound like an animal. Maybe my attic has like a vent fan or something and it's just like dying or something. And that's it turning on, or it's slowing down and turning off, who knows. Yeah, this TV is a hell of a way to play single-player games. Though I still like doing all my first-person shooters and racing on the C1. I probably like the racing games here, but I can't really fit my little racing wheel thing that I've got going on over here. There's no way it'll fit. I mean, I can move my coffee table out of the way, but I want to do that. It's not like more of a pain in the ass than it's worth when I can just put it in front of the other one. It's cutscene time. Now, my main PC had some weird frame times going on during this scene. This one definitely has some small little stutters, but it's not doing what the other one was doing so far. Wonder what the hell was up its butt.
I'm sorry. I was just...
Hey, it's okay. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost.
Lost?
Yeah, I'm looking for Silent Hill. Is this the right way?
Yeah. It's hard to see with this fog, but there's only the one road. You can't miss it.
Oh yeah, well guess what? I'm gonna miss it.
Thanks.
Just because of that. You jinxed me.
But... I think you should stay away. This town, there's something wrong with it. And it's not just the fog, either.
Is it dangerous?
Maybe. It's kind of hard to explain, but...
I'll be careful.
I'm not lying.
No, I believe you. It's just... I guess I don't really care if it's dangerous or not.
Damn straight.
I'm going either way.
But why?
I'm looking for... someone. Someone very important to me.
Me too. I'm looking for my mama. I mean, my mother. It's been so long since I've seen her. I thought my father and brother were here, but I can't find them either. I'm sorry, it's not your problem.
No, I hope you find them.
Yeah, you too.
Alright. Now let's run to our next location here where we were in. sound definitely works. I thought there was actually legit something behind me. I'm going to be like, what the fuck was that? Alright, so it still has a little stutter here and there, but it seems to honestly be handling it so far better, unless it does a huge stutter up here. Some computers have done that, some haven't. It doesn't seem to have any rhyme or reason to it, really. So let's see what this one does. Oh. This is where I was planning to play this thing, so I'm glad it plays pretty damn smooth here. So for now, I'm sure once I get to the city and indoors and stuff, I'll get to see all that stutter everyone's talking about. But with that, let's go wrap this video on up. Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Silent Hill 2. And honestly, it seemed very similar to the main PC. The main PC might have gotten a couple more FPS more, but I feel like this one actually got smoother frame times this time around. So I guess it depends on what you want. Do you want smoother frame times, or do you want more average FPS? Because I think the other one beat it by like maybe 4 or 5 FPS here and there. But I mean, without a frame rate counter, I don't think I'd have ever known that. But I would have noticed the stutters a lot more on the main PC than I would have here, which is kind of why I made this thing in the TV PC. It was just a bunch of spare parts. I didn't really have a lot of choice in what was in it. I just kind of like, yeah, on a whim, I threw it together. And yeah, seems like that old 5800X 3D at 4K with a 4090 still doesn't really hold the 4090 back that awful much. I mean, I'm sure there's exceptions to that rule, but I feel like in a lot of games it still like punches pretty damn good for a gaming CPU to the point where, I mean, I'm not really looking to upgrade it super quick, but once the 590 comes out, whenever that is, then I'll probably move everything from the main PC down into here and, like I said, sell the 4090 and the rest of the PC to my buddy and for super cheap. That way him and his wife can play games together and then he can experience a really badass car like a 4090. So I think that way everybody wins instead of it just sitting in a box. Otherwise I just, put all this stuff in storage and then it's not helping anybody. But anyway, that is all I got for this particular video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.